PowermaticMachinery.com.
Now we're going to do a joiner on this video, and then on the next video we're going to do the helical head, and then we'll do the straight knife. So I wanted to show you a quick difference between the knives. This is a straight knife, and so as you can see, it's just what the name implies. There's just one knife that goes all the way across, okay? And there's actually two other types other than this. So there's the straight knife, and the cool thing, like I said on the last video, is most of these are self-setting. So you have, when you buy the blade, it will have slots, but they're horizontal rather than vertical. So you don't have to worry as much about the up-down movement so much as the side-to-side. Now that's not always the way they are, and that still can be tricky sometimes, but for the most part it's not too bad. If you have an older planer or joiner, it gets really tricky, and Chris was going to go over that because he's better at it than I am for sure. So these knives, you just pop them out and put them back in, and Chris is going to show you one on the next video. So for this video, we're going to go to the next type. Oh, the second type is they've got it's a curved head. So essentially, it's very similar to a straight knife, but it curves around the head of the joiner or the planer. It tends to give you a little cleaner cut. The knives are designed a little differently, but similar concept, putting them in. So, but the one we're going to work on now is really easy again, and it's the helical head. So this is one of the benefits to the helical head, is that it's super easy to change the knives. I don't know if you folks can see that at home there, but the knives are just little carbide cutters. They're just a little square. In fact, we'll pull one out right now and show it to you. But the benefit here is, number one, they cut at an angle, so you tend to get a cleaner cut on some surfaces. In reality, though, on regular grained wood, you don't see the benefit as much. On figured stuff, you'd see more of a benefit. And then also, sometimes you can have a little ridge in between the blades. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but sometimes it does happen. But the other big benefit to these is it's just this little cutter. So here, maybe. So what happens is when you let's say you get a nick in your blade, well, you know, with the other two knives that we talked about, those two knife styles, you'd have to take out the whole blade and go sharpen it, and then bring it back. And you got to sharpen, you know, all the blades so they're consistent thickness, or you reset the height of the others. Whereas here, if you get a nick, let's say, you know, I am planing and just having a temporary inconsistent. There we go. Let's say I am planing and I just nick right back here at the back. Well, I don't have to worry about taking all the knives out and sharpening them. I can just move or switch these blades that are back here that got a nick in them. The other benefit is on these, you've got 4 sides to each cutter, okay? And you can just barely probably make out that little notch right there. Can we see that okay? And so there's 4 sides, and you would just move it to the next side. So essentially you get 4 chances, 4 shots before you have to change the blades. And yet you change these blades, when you change them, you just change one at a time. And most of the manufacturers will send you a package of 10 with it. So when you want to buy a new one, they'll run you between $4 and $10 or $12, just depending on which blade it is. And then some of these they'll make that are 2-sided rather than 4-sided, but these are 4-sided, which I like, although there's benefits to the 2-sided as well. The other thing is these heads are much more expensive, but as you can see, it's a really good quality idea. So you'll spend more when you buy the tool. I mean, on average, on a 6-inch joint, you're going to pay $400 or $500 more, maybe $300 more between the straight knife and the helical, but it's really worth the extra dollars. And so anyway, so just like I said, let's say I got a nick on this one right here. I would just, you know, it's smart to always move them in the same direction. So if you're going to go clockwise or counterclockwise, decide which way you're going to go, and then maybe write it somewhere on the planer. But let's just say I got a nick in it. Well, no problem. I just turn the head just like that, and we're just going to stick the knife in, and it's pretty much self-centering, and so there shouldn't be any real hiccup here, unless I do something wrong, which is possible. That happens a lot. There we go. All right, so that's all we're going to do. Nice and easy. But if you look here, you know, you can see how all the little marks are different, and then you've got the one blade that's at a different angle. So then you would know that you'd change the blade. So, you know, as your blades get dull or if you get a nick, you just flip it and keep flipping it the same direction, and then change it when you work through all 4 sides. And that should do it for today's video. Thank you for watching.
Toolsmachinery.com